you know? It's one of those days where, like, you just know you're going to forget something. I am sitting outside of my first day at the retail merchandising company, which they've got me split over a couple different stores in the area. But I'm going to do this until I hear back about the gym job. And if I can swing it, maybe I'll keep both. Maybe I'll, like, just reduce my days here and prioritize the gym job. We're going to have to see how it plays out. I got to see if they even make me an offer first. Fingers fucking crossed. But I was, like, walking out the door, and I was like, I've got my keys, I've got my wallet, I've got, you know, deodorant on. I haven't forgotten anything, right? And I was convinced that I hadn't forgotten anything. And I forgot my cards. I forgot my cards. And normally, like, if I'm not going to keep them on me, they're in my jacket. And if they're not on me and they're not in my jacket, then they're on the seat. But my pocket is full of, like, an X-Acto knife and a tape measure and, like, a pen, a highlighter, and a Sharpie. All shit they told me I was supposed to bring. But I guess my full pocket made me think that I already had my cards. So, I don't know if it's like this for anybody else or not, but for me, it's like, if I have a day where I'm like, don't forget anything, that's when I always forget something. And I never, ever, like, remember what it is until I'm already there, until it's already happening. But it's 5:30 in the morning. This is exactly the kind of thing we've been training for. Waking up early as fuck in order to be able to do an early morning job. And I slept extra last night. I basically went to bed around like 7 or 8. Maybe it was like 9, I don't know. But I went to bed early so that I could wake up early, and it worked out. I woke up around like 4:45, no issues. I snoozed a couple times. Speaking of which, I had a dream. And at first I wasn't really sure how to feel about it, but there's always a lesson in everything you experience, right? And in the dream, it was like some kind of party or some kind of gathering. Family, friends, all sorts of people I didn't know. And this guy came in, and he, like, gave me a hug. And when I was younger, I used to be a really big hugger. Like, it wouldn't matter who you were. Like, when I passed my driving test for the first time at, like, 16 years old or whatever it was, I hugged my driving instructor. You know what I mean? Like, I was always a big hugger. But I was also an energetic sponge. And part of boundaries for me has been limiting physical contact with other people, because I'm absorbing all of their shit. You know, sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's very, very useful stuff. But then sometimes you're taking on whatever they've got going on. So I've been limiting physical touch for like 2 years. And there's still people that I'm comfortable hugging, even like instinctually. Sometimes I'll meet somebody and I'm like, yeah, it's okay to hug you. And then other times, people that I haven't decided about will, like, open the arms and want to go for the hug, and I feel obligated at that point to reciprocate, I guess. And in the dream, it was one of those situations where this guy was beautiful, by the way. Absolutely fucking gorgeous. He opened his arms for a hug, and I was like, okay. But it was like indescribable energy. It was warm and electric and divine. That spark, I haven't felt it in a long time. From another person anyway. That divine spark came through in a dream of another person. And I felt so comfortable. It was, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, that feeling where you can just relax into the other person. Where they hug you and you just melt. That was it. And very quickly in the dream, I was like, okay, this is just a party. He's just a dude. I can't be relaxing into him in the middle of like everybody standing here. And we ended up like setting up some games upstairs. And I don't live in a house with multiple like levels. Like there's multiple sides, but there isn't multiple levels. So it wasn't my house. It was somewhere else. And I fell asleep. Like watching him and some other guy playing a game. And it was almost like he waited until I was asleep and then he kissed me. And it just reminded me so much of multiple times right after I went into separation with my twin flame, where I would feel that energy and I would feel that spark and that connection. And back then, I was a little bit too eager to be like, no thanks, I'm only one person for me. And I've thought about one of those guys since then that just got a glass of water when I was at Starbucks. And we touched briefly, but I felt that. It felt exactly like that. Like, that energy is what I dreamed about. Even though in the dream I couldn't really, like, see too many details after a while. Especially once I fell asleep. But it's interesting that I would be brought back to that energy. And spirit may not even necessarily have to be that person. But they give you previews, you know? It wasn't just that guy. It was multiple people that I felt that from. It was almost like spirit was trying to give me hope or tell me what I would be experiencing later. And the timing of all of this is just a little crazy too, because I'm finally at the point where I'm like letting go of what I've wanted for a long time. Again, this has been maybe the biggest let go since the twin flame, because none of the other scenarios really compared. Even if I was interested, I wasn't really interested. It was more like open to the possibility before. So I don't know what's coming in next for us. Maybe it's chemistry, maybe it's connection, maybe it's union, maybe it's whatever lesson Spirit's got for us next. But the message we received from Spirit was 4. Maybe number 4. Maybe our person will have an unconventional name. Maybe this was once again just to give us hope. Because just because you let something go doesn't mean there isn't something great out there for you. And if Spirit shows you something like that in a dream, it means something's knocking on the door of your subconscious. Something or someone is trying to connect energetically. And this, I think, is a new energy. Or even if it's an older energy, somebody that we've known before, even briefly. It's somebody that we didn't know well. It was like a one-off interaction. We are open to whatever the universe has in store for us. And that means we're going to go into this job, we're going to do our best, and we're going to hope that we get a call back from the job we really want. But you know what? We're lucky to have this opportunity too. Whatever opportunities Spirit brings towards you right now, you are supposed to be grateful for, you're supposed to look at as a gift and as a lesson. So, we've got a couple seconds left. I love you guys. Whatever you've got going on today, remain open to whatever is in store for you. I'm grateful for it. Gratitude and self-love